What's up, guys? Welcome back to Season 1, Episode 7 of the Save the Best for Last podcast. Today's guest founded one of the most reputable summer leagues across the nation, known as the Smith League. Established in 2018, this league brought together elite basketball players in all adult stages of their life, ranging from fresh high school graduates to top-tier NBA players. Not only has he founded this league, but he has also founded a foundation right alongside of it. His foundation has partnered with major Cincinnati businesses and professional athletes such as Jackson Hayes and Darius Baisley to donate hundreds of toys to the youth in your Cincinnati community around the holidays. His generosity is astounding, his knowledge of the game is brilliant, and his love for the city is astronomical. Today I would like to welcome Payton Smith to the Save the Best for Last podcast. What's up, Payton?
What's up? How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. As you all know, this is my hometown, so I love anytime I get to come back around here. Payton is known for basketball, where I'm from. And I kind of want to go back to where it started, your childhood, what that looked like growing up in the city, sports. Hit me with it.
I think my first toy was a basketball. My father was a well-known high school coach, grew up around the game, played in high school, played in college. The league kind of started back then when I picked up a basketball. I was just been around pros, and I've been around a lot of basketball my whole life. So
that's what brought us to life.
Yeah.
Okay, so when is the first time you remember playing?
I was 3, YMCA.
I was thinking we were going to talk about middle school, high school. Okay, 3. So before most people even talk, you were dribbling a basketball.
Yep.
And did you know then, or was there a point in your life where you were like, okay, this is my thing?
I think my senior year in college, I knew the Smith League was going to be a thing. It was my senior project. So.
Oh, it was your senior project. Okay,
Yeah.
We'll have to get into that in a second. Okay, so 3 years old, you're playing probably all through elementary school, middle school comes around. When was it the point that you found yourself getting excelled in this sport?
I think when we won our first national championship in Florida, Orlando, Florida.
Okay,
Yeah.
and was that with a club team or with your school
AAU team?
AAU, okay.
Full of pros. Carlik Jones, he's playing in the Olympics in 2 weeks. Guys like that, yeah.
It's casual around here, apparently. I literally was doing pre-interviews, and this guy up here, I'm like, okay, he's tall. He probably plays basketball, whatever. He's like, his name is Tyler.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm a freshman at UC. I'm like, oh, okay, it's casual around here. Yeah. That's cool. So I think that's one of the cool parts about this is coming in here. I've never been to a game, but coming into this environment, I recognize so many faces because I feel the athletic community within Cincinnati is huge but small at the same time. And I think one of the greatest parts about the Smith League is that it brings so many walks of life together, but we all have a commonality at the same time. So high school, where did you play? What did that look like for you?
To Purcell Marion High School, Catholic high school. Went good. Made it to district championship and regional championship twice.
So it played in your favor for sure.
Yep.
And then you graduate from there and
went to Wilmington.
Okay. Yeah. And I assume you played basketball there.
Yep.
Okay. And how did that experience go?
It was great. My assistant coach, Coach Mills, he recruited me. It was the first time of him being coaching at Wilmington. So without him, probably wouldn't be a Smith League. I was done with basketball my senior year because we lost in the regional finals. He's the reason I kept playing. So.
And what did that impact? What did that relationship look like?
Well, our birthdays are a day apart.
Okay, so astrology-wise, they're already bound to be best friends.
Yep.
Me and everyone with me was just talking about that. So you're bound to be twins at that point when your birthday's that close.
Yeah, he just he helped me grow into what I am right now, and without him, again, none of this would probably be happening.
Yep. Yeah, that's awesome. So you said senior year, this was your project. What sparked the idea?
I'm a marketing professor. So we had to create a business, and I was down to 2. And he told me I wanted to do it like either a shoe store, like a resale store, or Smith League.
Which is really ironic because that's this
That's
man's
where
whole life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He told me I shouldn't do the league. Yeah, he told me to do the shoe store. He said the league wouldn't be profitable.
But that, I mean, we could go down that rabbit hole, but I feel like sometimes, and with everyone's career, we think about this. It's like, okay, you have profitable, but you have pure joy, right? And you're constantly playing the ebb and flow game between those two things of, okay, what at the end of the day is money? Like, do I put my money in the grave, as Drake would say, or, you know, live with joy and fulfillment, which I feel like I truly see that on you in this environment.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't think money could buy that. So I think you made the right choice.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
So I assume by that statement that you basically were like, screw him, I'm going to do the league. Or is that not how that played out?
It wasn't a full screw him. It was almost like, okay, I'll show you.
Oh, it was okay.
Yeah.
Same
He
vibe,
came 2 weeks ago, and he was like, okay, I was wrong.
Oh, my gosh. That's crazy. So do you have any, like, professors and stuff like that pop in?
All the time. Yeah, all the time.
That's awesome. Yeah. Speaking of, as I walked in to greet him when I got here, he was telling me who was here earlier, so I kind of want to go into that. The Smith League was founded in 2018, like I stated in the intro, but when was it that other people start to call attention of the Smith League and then go into sponsorships? Because I think that's such a big component of this. Is it's one thing to start something like this and have joy and enjoy it, but then to find other brands that are willing to partner with you and say, okay, we want to help you promote this. Not a lot of people can do that. I just want that to be understood. Yeah. I'm working towards that right now myself, and I just want to know what that journey looked like and what those brands are.
So Nike came in year 3. Random email. I almost didn't check it. It was a partial sponsorship for 2 years. They took care of uniforms. They occasionally sent shoes. Then the NBA came on top, and then the NCAA came involved. Been NBA and NCAA certified for 3 years now. Appreciate you. Yeah. Then New Balance, they just came on board. Yeah.
I had to rep today because, funny story, I literally bought these shoes like 3 years ago and like have kept them in pristine condition, never worn them. And then he tells me, oh, well, we'll get into this later, but he can't really change his clothes because, like, for an outfit change, because he's sponsored. I'm like, what a terrible problem to have. So I'm like, I guess I have to wear my New Balances today, and I'm not mad about it at all. So, yeah, what are those? I have to ask because those are, I feel like every single person with me has been like, those are hard. So
1906 U. It's the utility version of it.
1906 U. Okay, you'll have to shoot
This is a European exclusive too. Yeah.
Can't get those, guys. Sorry, unless you live in the UK. My UK tings, you can get them, but not. Those are fire. So was that something you got from New Balance?
Yeah, they sent me these 2 weeks ago.
Shorts.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So do the players get them, or is that something exclusive to you?
They'll get shoes in 2 weeks when the playoffs start.
Okay. On that note, because I'm kind of like watching the game today and like asking my friends that have experience with it, how does the league exactly work? It's tournament style, it sounds like.
So
and how are the teams formed and so on and so forth?
In the past, I've done 24 teams. I'll never do that again. Dropped it down to 12. Then we went to 10. Now we're at 6. Okay. So I like 6 because every team is stacked from top to bottom. There's no really like drop off when it comes to talent wise. Okay. So 6 has been my favorite. So you have teams who submit rosters. They have to go through the process where the NCAA approves them, then the NBA will approve them, and then I can go in and select which teams that I want. So anybody can submit a team, but those approvals.
I could next year.
Yeah. Those approvals.
A girls team, to my gals out there, we might have to put something to work. Hey, we got some Cincinnati legends.
We sure do.
Chance.
I mean, Kelsey Mitchell's playing with Clayton Clark right now, so I mean, I'm just saying, yeah.
Just putting it out there.
Yep, just throwing that out there.
We could do a girls' league.
We definitely could, and I'm down.
I might have to like help with that in some capacity, social media, whatever it looks like. Okay, well that's in the works. Okay, so you're down to 6 teams, and then it's tournament style.
So regular season, then it goes into a bracket. So 6 teams, 5 weeks of regular season, then 3 weeks of playoffs.
Okay. Yep. Gotcha. Back to the sponsorship, because I'm like directly looking at a massive Prime tent, and that's crazy in and of itself. Yeah. how did that happen? Because New Balance and Nike, okay, makes sense. The uniforms, the shoes, okay.
Yep.
But then you're now having drinks, like sports electrolyte-driven drinks. Be like, okay, now they need, you know what I mean? So now I'm like, okay, the future is bright because it's limitless to what gets pitched to you. So how did that come about? And I know you have the Prime Girls, like there's a whole team. So like, I need to know about it.
So my good friend Anaya, she kind of.
Toller.
Yep.
Shout out to you, Anaya Toller, wherever you're at.
She kind of started the conversation, then this happened. It's funny though because Speed, he's a part of the Prime team. He went to my high school.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, so I coached him in high school when I was there, and then now we're here.
Where's he at a game?
That's a good question.
I feel like that needs to be put in the works.
It does. If you're listening, bro, pull up.
Yeah, like it's for real. And whoever you want to bring with you, we
Facts.
welcome all walks of life.
Yeah,
No,
we
that
do.
would be crazy. That's right. He went to Purcell. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Okay, so Anaya, I assume, has like a partnership of some sort with them.
Yep.
Okay, that's awesome. So this season ahead, what are we looking forward to? Are you enjoying the teams? What's any new players that you're excited to watch?
Really enjoying the teams this year. I don't think we've had a single blowout this year. Everything's either we just had a game winner.
Yeah, we heard that. I'm like, what?
Yeah, we just had a game winner. Trying to think. Week 5, after NBA Summer League is over, we'll have a bunch of NBA guys in here.
So since you have 6 teams set, how would they come in?
So we'll funnel them in. And
As like
again,
substitutes, kind of?
Almost like substitutes, but like guys know NBA guys. That's who a lot of people want to see. So we kind of balance it out. We won't just stack them all on one team and let them play.
Yeah.
Kind of balance it out to the point where every game is still good. So
We'll have to come back, everyone. We're coming back.
Yeah.
That's going to be crazy. So that happens, I mean, makes sense, after the NBA Summer League.
Yep.
Okay, and then they
Which
come
is
down
going-
and join.
Yeah.
And so when is that time period?
So Summer League will be going on this entire week coming up. So that's why we're off this week. Give us a
Okay.
little break, and then we'll come back. We'll just,
Have all of them.
yeah.
Oh, my gosh. And what's that date? Do you know?
July 27th.
Guys, you heard it first. That's the game to come watch. July 27th. All the NBA players will be here. Okay. We're going to play a game really quick. Basically, I do it on a lot of episodes, blank or blank. Some of it's basketball related. Some of it's shoe related.
Okay.
Some of it's random, but you're just going to go with it. Sounds good?
Yep.
I know your answer to this one. New Balance or Nike?
Oh. New Balance.
New Balance.
No hesitation.
No hesitation. Prime or Gatorade?
Oh, Prime.
Prime.
Yeah.
Why Prime?
They're showing love, man.
They are
They're
showing love. And
mad
I'm
love.
vibing with the coconut water in it. Like, I
Hey.
think that's a good.
You need to try the strawberry banana. It's like a smoothie.
I don't think you had.
Yeah, that one wasn't over there. I kept that one for myself.
He's like, that's in
Yeah,
the
I
car.
kept that one for
That's in the
myself.
basement at home. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Gotcha. Air Forces or Dunks?
We talking pandas and all whites, or are we talking like, because if we get into the
We'll do
colorways
both.
of
We'll
dunks,
do both. Pandas and all whites.
oh, definitely all whites. If I see another pair of pandas, man, I might.
I think I counted like 150 at this game.
Too many.
Probably
Way too
plus
many.
20.
Yeah.
Okay. All Dunks, including SBs.
Okay.
All Air Forces.
SBs. Dunks.
So Dunks.
For sure.
Okay. Understood. Beach or city?
City.
Streetwear or high fashion?
I've been moving into the corporate a little
The
bit.
more high fashion realm.
Might
Okay.
go that way.
Then Louis Vuitton or Gucci?
Oh, Louis, easy.
I'm not doing
LVs,
it right. There
baby.
we go. There we go.
LVs, yeah.
Okay. Thanks for playing. That was fun. On that note, Payton is also super into the sneaker community, which I think that's actually how I met Payton. Still is Soul by Style, right?
Yep.
How did Soul by Style, just so you guys all know, is one of the biggest sneaker stores in Cincinnati, I would like to say. It's actually in northern Kentucky, technically, if we want to be technical here, but it's known as a Cincinnati sneaker store in my eyes. How did that relationship start, and what is it like to work in a boutique like that? Because I have a lot of history in that, so I'd love to hear about that story.
It's good to still have a connection on that side of the culture. Jake, my guy, man, I've been there for almost 4 years now. I love sneakers
The
and
culture there is like
Yeah,
no other. I
yeah.
remember when I came in and met you, I'm like,
Yep.
I love this place. Like, it's
This is
absolutely
crazy.
amazing.
Yeah.
So you started 4 years ago.
Mhm.
You said the culture's great.
Great.
Favorite pair of shoe that you've seen in there?
Ooh. Off-white Brooklyn Air Force Ones. Yeah.
That's the best answer I've ever heard
Yeah,
on this
that's a good one.
podcast. That's one of my green's my favorite color, so like that
Me
shoe.
too. Yeah, that's a crazy
Big
one.
fan.
Yep.
Were they in your size?
Yeah, 2 10.5s, and then it was an 11 in my size.
Should have done a deal, traded up some
should.
things or something.
At the time, I should have.
Those are a pretty penny. That's
They
like
are,
rent. Some
yeah.
people's double rent.
Mhm.
I don't. I
And when he
understand.
passed away, they flew up.
Everything.
Yep.
Everything flew up.
Yep.
I just realized now that we're talking about Soul by Style, are they a sponsored
Yes, they are.
affiliate too?
Yeah.
Okay, and I assume that came into play because of your relationship with
Yep.
them. That's awesome. Okay, on to the fashion aspect of this conversation. Unfortunately, but fortunately, like I addressed earlier, we can't really dress Payton because Payton's sponsored by New Balance. But I kind of want to just have like a little
Yeah.
bit of a talk about fashion
For sure.
and its influence on your life. So, starting from a younger age, fashion-wise, did you think basketball had a big component of how you dress? Because I feel like every time I see you, it's typically in basketball leisure,
Shorts, yep.
which is suitable for your job.
Yeah.
But do you think that's something that you mentioned, maybe like more of the professional aesthetic in the future? What did your aesthetic look like as a child versus now versus the future?
Fashion really didn't play too much of a part when
component?
I was growing up.
Yeah.
Again, I just always wore hoop shorts and sneakers.
Yeah.
So
the sneakers were the big factor.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. Again, basketball was it for me. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What you're wearing.
I lived in the gym.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing jeans
Not wearing
to
a
the gym.
suit.
Yeah, I'm not wearing
no,
that to the gym.
Not at all. Understood.
Yep.
Do you think in the future, because this could potentially go places where you're like in press conferences,
Yep.
in situations like that, do you think that could potentially have a role on like your future as endeavors in fashion?
Most definitely. So we were kind of talking about it earlier. New Balance coming on the table, right? This contract that I'm chasing is going to include a signature shoe. It's going to include
one.
signature merch.
I'm gonna have to.
You see
sign
what
a
I'm saying?
contract.
Yeah.
So
So
that's gonna be your new like.
I'm gonna have to
vibe.
tap into it.
Yeah, for sure. So it's gonna be that like athletic leisure aesthetic. Okay. Yeah, I feel like the thing about New Balance is that's really cool. Hey, I forgot something that's with us. Can you pull it out of the bag? The backpack? The shoes? I bring this up because New Balance has grown leaps and bounds
Facts.
as of the past, I want to say 5 to 10 years or so.
Killing it. Been
I mean,
killing it.
they've been killing it. They've always been, rocking. But I feel like around COVID, Nike and Jordan brand had this leap. And then they kind of went stagnant. And then New Balance came in and was like, you know what?
Yep.
We're going to show you gratitude.
550s.
Thank you. The ALD.
Ooh.
I want to talk about this shoe for a second and just New Balance in general, because these partnerships and these collaborations with these higher fashion brands,
Killing it.
they're now like, keep people on their toes, because you have all these athletic brands that are trying to get into the higher fashion brand, like you're talking about, the Brooklyns,
Yeah.
right? So you have Nike collaborating with Off-White, a high established, high fashion brand with Virgil Abloh.
Yep.
And then when he passed, that brings the value of that product up.
Yeah.
These are so cool. Thank you, Shaquille, for bringing these out for us. They are the ALD New Balances. He has a super limited pair on his feet as well, but we have these and they've never been worn. So I'm like, I'm just going to bring them because I think they're a cool conversation starter. New Balance has been collaborating recently with so many people. Want to give a huge shout out to Jack Harlow. He has a crazy collaboration coming out, and he's
That 1906 is
Yeah.
crazy. It's the same model. Same,
I
those
need
are
a
stupid.
pair. We're gonna have to actually figure this out afterwards. Did they do any other colors on that
Oh,
topic?
for sure.
I need a green.
So they have almost like a lime green one.
Okay, I'll do that.
Crazy.
I like the pink though, and I'm not typically a pink girl, so we'll see if I can
I had
find
to
those.
I actually changed my shoes. I got a pair of 1000s up there that just dropped. Yeah.
It must be so hard to have every New Balance that just drops, isn't it? Just so difficult out here. But yeah, I feel like what other partnerships that you're aware of? I know ALD, Jack Harlow.
Baklava. He just dropped a crazy
I'm going to sound so
1906.
terrible, especially since I'm like a fashion podcast. Who is that?
Bro, he's been collabing with New Balance for like the past like 2 years. He's done crazy ones. Like he just dropped 3 1906s last week. They all sold out immediately.
Of course. But I feel like there's some other ones that I'm missing that have been pretty monumental recently.
Let's think.
I know
let's
ALD
think.
is a huge one.
Definitely a huge one.
But I'm just like curious who's going to come into this New Balance game because they're like eating the market right now.
What is his name, bro? He literally just signed with New Balance. I'm drawing a blank right now. Like huge.
Mr. New Balance, you got to get.
I know. I gotta lock in. I gotta lock in. This is crazy.
Okay. I really, really appreciate Tucker. Where are we at, time wise? Are we at like 45 yet? Oh, 23. We're super short. Okay. We're gonna talk about the foundation. Can I? All right. Well, I really appreciate that New Balance knowledge. On to another topic that I included in my intro that I think is one of the most important topics to include in this conversation is your foundation.
Yep.
How did that come about? Who did we collab with? And we have to talk about the court.
For sure. So a few years back, talked to Darius Baisley, New Balance athlete.
There's one.
And yeah, Jackson Hayes. We collabed to give an entire school brand new toys.
And that was awesome. And since that interaction, is it the same school consistently that we're partnering with for that, or is it?
I'm trying to hit every elementary school in the city.
In like
In
Cincinnati
Cincinnati.
Public?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so it started with one though.
Started with one. We've done a new one every year.
Okay.
So I've done 3 total so far.
And you're continuously partnering with them.
So the first 2 years was with them. This last year was more myself, but
Yourself.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And excuse me, do you have like a fundraiser for that, or how are we?
So
I'm like, I want to get
a
involved.
lot of the so I'm going back to the league, but being NBA and NCAA certified, I can't charge admission. So
Which that's crazy to me.
Is it?
Why? But why
Yep.
can NBA and NCAA teams?
you're gonna stir the pot with that one.
Really?
You're gonna stir the pot.
But that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make it sound. It doesn't at all. At all.
I feel like if they're gonna run by the same rules as the NCAA and NBA, then why? But what actually is their reasoning?
The NBA and NCAA don't really like summer leagues.
But
They tolerate us. They don't like us.
is that just because it's drawing
It's drawing attention.
not to freak people out, but it's drawing attention away from the NBA and onto the summer league?
Well, it's more so NCAA. It's more not. The NBA is more lenient. The NCAA has a more problem because they don't want us making money off of their athletes.
Okay. But you gotta live.
I know.
And like you have a fundraiser.
Exactly. So this is where the sponsors come in at.
Okay, and they could donate to it. So could you, again, logistically, could you raise money here?
Nope.
So I couldn't even donate to you.
Nope.
Do better. Like, wow, that's wild to me.
It's tough. Yeah. It's a hard industry.
Yeah, that's a crazy industry.
Yeah.
Okay, so your sponsorships are helping you, like really your only backbone to this besides these athletes that are contributing. Okay, understood.
Yeah.
Do you think with the foundation there's anything ahead outside of the schools? And I also, on that note, well, I'll let you answer that
good.
first.
Yeah, you're good.
I want to talk about the basketball court because I just want to know about the basketball court. We'll answer that question first.
Let's do that one.
Okay.
The court that we refurbished 2 years ago.
And that's not at the school, though.
Not at the school. It's
Totally
it's downtown Cincinnati behind FC Stadium. It was you couldn't even walk on it. The cracks were bad.
Oh, it's by FC Stadium.
Right behind it.
I probably
behind
missed it
it.
1,000 times then.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a really it was in terrible condition.
And it was a court. Okay.
Yep, terrible condition. The rims were bad, so we decided to completely refurbish it.
Okay.
Full paint job. We filled all the cracks with fresh cement, brand new rims, both breakaway rims. Spent around $65K on that.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, charging people to enter here, just
No.
that would make sense.
And
Let me not be controversial, but
hey,
like,
I'm here for the conversation, but you might stir the pot a little bit.
I mean, that's what I'm here to do, though,
Uh-huh.
because I think it's so amazing what you're doing, especially like a lot of those kids in those situations, you're their Christmas, right?
Yep.
So Peyton Santa Claus comes to school and gives me my Christmas gifts, and then he's having, you know what I mean? It just,
Yeah.
it would make sense to me, like
It would
$5.
it would change. It
would change so
my-
much.
Exactly. The more I get, the more or the more I receive, the more I give.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know if I had more, I could really change lives. And I've had kids come to me. This is the only thing I got for Christmas. So like,
You're
imagine-
hearing that,
yeah.
and you're like,
imagine how much more I could do. Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yep.
I might make a reel out of that. I don't care if I'm controversial. I want to help.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Okay, on the topic of potential other giving things, I think especially with you being an affiliate of Soul by Style, I think the shoe opportunity is there.
Yeah.
New Balance
Yep.
being a component now is there. Do you think down the road that could be
Oh, most definitely.
something in the works?
So every week here, it's week 4 we just wrapped up. We've given away 6 pairs of shoes each week.
Oh my God.
So like, it's already having
That's wild. And
dramatic
those-
change.
Are those to players, kids,
Fans.
fans?
Yeah.
And how does that go? You just
So everyone gets a raffle ticket that walks in. Have to put your shoe size on the back. Then we pick them.
and then that's it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But again, this is the last time I'll bring it up. If you could
Yeah.
charge people to walk in,
And that's, you see what I'm saying?
I'll
It
be like,
changes
100 more
everything.
shoes. Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna die on that hill. I'm gonna move on.
We
But
can keep going. I like it.
I just
like
feel
it.
like, okay, do better. Are there any other on that topic? And again, we can cut anything if you need to.
Yeah.
Are there any other restrictions that you think hold you back?
Posting. We're not allowed to use their logos, like NCAA or NBA logos. We can't use them at all.
Which I feel like that makes sense to me now because obviously Smith League first, right? That's what you're running. That's what
Yeah.
you started.
Yep.
But I always kind of notice, like, okay, I know they're affiliated because of the conversations we've had, but there's no
Can't-
branding.
Can't use their logos. We can't
And-
use our logos side by side theirs. We can't mention it when a player comes. We can't talk about it. We can't even, so when a new player comes in, we have to do a jersey swap because we can't use the colleges, their branding. We can I can go
It's
down
like a
the
whole
line.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
The NCAA rule book is 170 pages long.
And they probably went word for
Mhm.
word with
Yep.
you on that
Yep.
one.
Yep.
Okay, so from a social media perspective, does that have any impact there with that?
For sure. If we can use the NBA logos and actually,
That's gonna change.
yeah, it can change everything. Completely changes everything.
And so both of those organizations you cannot mention, but you have a collaboration with them.
See what I'm saying? I'm certified, but I can't.
So prior to the being certified from them, they couldn't play in this league.
Nope.
So,
So NCAA guys will be ineligible, and then they'll find all the NBA guys.
but they would do it anyway.
No. So my first 3 years, I didn't have any college dudes. I didn't have any NBA guys, and I was charging admission. Yeah.
So it's a fighting battle, honestly.
It is.
That's-
Every weekend is something new.
Seriously.
weekend, yep.
I know. Like we had a great time this afternoon, and I really enjoyed being here. But I can just tell there's so many components. I mean, this is your pride, this is your joy.
Yep.
But this is a business at the same time, and this is something you put so much energy into. So I can imagine there's definitely leaps and bounds and highs and lows of things that take place.
Yep.
So on that note, I want to talk about the highest high of the Smith League and the lowest low. You can start with either. Your choice.
It's this kid named Yusuf. He just moved to Cincinnati from Egypt.
Wow.
No friends. For Christmas, I got him and his family courtside tickets to a UC game.
They probably thought that was the craziest thing in the whole world.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
He had no friends.
And what was that relationship like? How did you meet
So
Yusuf?
we met him when we just did our pass giveaway for Christmas.
Okay, so he went to school at one of the schools you were at?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then I asked the principal to give me the kid with, what did I say? I want to say it right. The kids that's most deserving of something special.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yusuf was the guy.
Yusuf was the guy.
Shout out to you, Yusuf, wherever you are, because I feel like, especially for people that immigrate from here, Shaquille can definitely attest to this. That's a very hard thing to go through that I can't speak to, right? Yep. But I have family that can speak to that, and Sophia her family can speak to that. It's a very difficult thing.
Yep.
I don't want to get sad. And you probably like really made an impact on that person's life. So kudos to you.
Appreciate you.
Because they probably didn't know anyone. They probably thought UC basketball was like front row
Crazy.
seats at the NBA finals.
Like a Lakers game,
that was equivalent. So I appreciate what you do for people that are in positions like that. That's honestly amazing. Yep. Unfortunately, on that note, I want to talk about a more difficult time for you. I think as high as that is, unfortunately, those highs won't feel as high as they are if we don't, go through difficult times. So
the lowest. Let's think. Lowest points. Oh my gosh, I got a few, man. Almost going through a lawsuit with my old high school.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Can we get into that conversation?
A little bit.
Okay.
Tiny bit.
Everything's cut. Everything's being cut.
Yeah.
I feel you. I actually, on my first episode, we're going to circle back to this, talked about the lawsuit I had when I moved to Columbus with a rapper. So I feel you. It's a very sensitive topic.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know.
What provoked that, if you don't mind me asking?
So you see the decorations and stuff.
Which is sick.
Yeah.
Back of the chair. I'll get up in a second.
At my old high school, we did court stickers.
That would have been sick. I was actually looking forward to that this episode.
It'll be sick until the end of the summer. You got to pull it up, and it ruins somebody's court. Especially when you don't polish it the right way and stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
The blame game, it happened. I got a great lawyer, and I had great insurance. But my high school wanted more.
That's sad, too. I don't want to get into that because I know you have probably a lot of love for that place.
Yeah, I do.
And that's what's hard.
Yeah.
With situations like that, fortunately for me, for my situation, it was, I didn't have any relationship to the person, you know what I mean? When you're in a disagreement at a legal level with someone you're close to, it's a whole different ballgame.
Changes everything.
Whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
And especially when it comes to, your business, your love, your passion, and then you're like, I see where you're coming from, but I also have a standpoint, that is a difficult time.
Tough.
So I assume that ended.
It ended.
Takes a while. Oh, I learned that game really.
Took too long.
Yeah.
It was good though. Again, still mad love for that place.
Yeah. And then on that topic, what is your relationship with Woodward?
The first ever summer league was ran here, the Devereaux League. Coach Bettis, his name is on the court. He passed away 6 years ago. Yeah, 6 or 7 years ago, and that's when I started the league. He kind of like helped me build it in a way, and kudos to him because he didn't have to do that at all. So this is a lot of history.
Yeah, honestly.
Yep.
I know I see a lot of banners in here. Who was it that played at this high school that I feel like made a big impact in Cincinnati basketball?
That's a great question.
I see a Paul.
Paul McMillan,
Yeah.
Paul McMillan, yeah.
That name rings a bell. Where is he playing at?
He started at NJIT, and then I think he just transferred to Cornelius.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
He had a lot of points in here.
Yeah. And did they go into any sort of divisional, regional, state? Because I feel like this
I think they made it to the regional.
Okay.
Again, he was tough though.
Yeah, because he was in school around the time I was in school. I remember that name.
Yep.
That was a big name.
Yeah.
So now you're here, Woodward. I feel like this is a great place to have it. It's a centralized location, and you had a crazy turnout.
Yeah.
So many people I was interviewing, like I was saying, a bunch of people in the stands, and they were like, yeah, I mean, there's days where it's hard to find a seat. And I'm like, this is a summer league. Not that that's a bad thing in any way, shape, or form, but to see something that, one, is fresh enough, 2018, only 6 years ago, turn into what it is now. What has that been like for you?
A lot of people don't like to talk about COVID, but COVID changed the game for me. I let
Yeah, let's get into that. I didn't think about that.
I met a lot of new people that time period of COVID, where we couldn't be outside. And again, shouldn't be talking about this, but I had a gym, and we were throwing open gyms all COVID.
Yeah.
We were not inside. We were not quarantined. We were playing, and again, I met a lot of pros that time period. I met a lot of college dudes, a lot of college coaches. Yeah, that COVID was good for me.
Yeah. It was a networking opportunity.
Yep, it was. Yep.
So were you guys able to play in gyms, or was it outside?
We were in gyms.
Okay.
Again, we shouldn't have been.
We found a way.
We found a way.
But I feel like that kind of shows, like, as much as you're like, this is controversial, which I get. That for some people is controversial. But when you have a love for something, you're going to do it regardless.
Exactly.
I mean, I can even speak to my job. I was packing orders. Like, I didn't stop working. I just put a mask on and called it a day. So I didn't even think about that component. So I assumed that summer.
There was no league that summer.
There was no league. Well, there was. It was just low key.
Behind closed doors, no fans. Yeah, it was a lot
but that's kind of, beautiful in and of itself because there's no fans. It's very pure in what it is, and you learn from those times and you move forward. But that's wild. Yeah. But on just the topic of the interviews that I had, I feel like one thing that is so cool about this place, and we were all talking about as well, is the walks of life that come into this court.
Yep.
You have every age range, every race, every ethnicity that comes into this gym. And that's another thing, back to where I started with the conversation, is this truly brings all walks of life together to watch and enjoy. And I think you'll enjoy the interviews that I did with these people, because I had a guy, Josiah.
Yep.
We're sitting up there. I'm like, how many games have you been to this? Every single one. And I quote, "This is my church. This is my church," which you're probably like, that's kind of weird. But like, he means, I think, and I kind of brought that thought to life as like, he religiously attends the Smith League.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Crazy. That's crazy. I've never heard anybody.
Like, he gets to come here, hang out with his gal, and just watch good basketball. And I'm like, that's kind of a cool thing that he doesn't mean it in the aspect of God, literally, but he means it in the aspect of repetitive attendance, kind of like school, church. And I was like, that's so interesting.
I love the comparison, though.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I was like, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And so I have someone that's attending every single game, right? And then I run into a girl I know in the parking lot. I'm like, oh my God, can I interview? She's like, I don't think I'm a good person to interview. Like, this is the first time I've been. I really don't know a lot. I'm like, that's okay. I want to see the comparison, right? And I ask her, and her response is like, I've never seen anything while I've lived in Cincinnati that brings the community together like this does. And I'm like, that's so crazy. I have someone that's been here every single game this season, and he told me he's going to be here. I'm like, okay, I need the BTS. I need to know what's going on. And then I have a girl that comes, but she has a crazy life. She's into modeling and she's traveling, so she can't come every time, but she realizes what this does for her city. Yeah. So I just want you, as I come here today, and I'm very blessed to be here, to realize the impact that this league has on other people's lives and the community and the togetherness. Yeah. You have every single day, this is church, and even the one-timers that realize what this does for people. Yeah. And it's amazing. So I can't wait to see what this turns into. And down the line, we have another interview where we have like NBA stickers and NCAA stickers, and we're all wearing fresh New Balances, because I see it turning into that. Yeah. And I think good for you for bringing together your passion, your ability to give, and all components in your life into a gym. And I really don't think there's any potential to stop the Smith League. Appreciate you. So kudos to you, and kudos to this. My last question, and you know how we're going to end this, is where would you like the Smith League to go? What are your dreams? What are your ambitions for the Smith League?
So end goal for me, I'm going to build a pro facility here.
Okay. As you should.
It's going to be open to our youth. It's going to be a place where the league can be played at. It's going to be a place where people can come train at. Our pros don't have a facility where they can come home to. Yeah. That's why a lot of them don't come home. We don't have a true facility in Cincinnati where people can walk in and feel like, hey, I'm home. I can go to the gym. Yeah. And Yeah, that's a huge one for me.
That's the top of the list.
Yeah, that's
So when you
by
say
far.
facility, you mean something like this place?
Nah, full pro
Well,
facility, 3 gyms
I mean like of this size.
of this size, 3 gyms, full turf, full weight room, recovery center, restaurant built in. Yeah, that's
Nutritionist.
yeah.
Physical
Something,
therapist. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
no. I see that vision, and I feel like even though we don't have a huge basketball backing in Cincinnati, not that I want to discredit what you've done whatsoever,
Yeah.
but I mean, we don't have an NBA team.
Nope.
You know what I mean? We have UC, which is a recognizable college team,
Yeah.
but in the grand scheme of things, when you think basketball, this isn't where you think.
Nope.
And I think that's what I keep wanting to reiterate this could become. So I think you have the greatest ideas and thoughts to put into this. It's just to continue what you do. Yeah. I was watching an interview with you and, correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Pierce?
Yeah,
That's his
Dr.
name?
Pierce, yeah.
I need to check him out. He does
That's
fabulous
oh
work,
my
and his
gosh.
personality seems eccentric. So
Well, yeah, I run all his marketing.
it makes sense, guys. It
Yeah.
makes sense. But he said something that, don't want to quote me, but it's along the lines of, nobody knows more people than Payton Smith. And I think that's a valuable thing because as I'm now partnering, with other people that want to podcast and other people that want to get into the social media realm, I think my biggest point of advice to everyone that wants to do anything in this realm, whether that's sports, whether that's fashion, whatever it is, your network.
Yep, you got to. You have to.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's why, even with you, like I literally called Payton a couple days ago to try to whip this up. He's like, let's do it.
Let's run it.
Let's
Yeah,
run it.
let's run
Let's
it.
run it.
Let's
And I
run
quote,
it.
That's going to be a caption
Let's
for
run
sure.
it.
Because why not? Like
Yeah.
this is doing nothing but, expanding the people that know about Smith League
Yep.
and vice versa. You know what I mean? So continue to talk to people, get to know people, learn from people. Just like with Yusuf. If you wouldn't ask that principal, who's the most deserving kid? You wouldn't know who Yusuf is. You wouldn't know Yusuf's story. We wouldn't all know Yusuf's story now.
Yeah.
So I think networking and your ability to dream, don't lose that.
Gotcha.
Please don't lose that for me, for anyone sitting here, because that's going to compel this into something that no one else will ever do.
Appreciate you.
So, yeah. On that note, I really appreciate you for coming here.
For sure.
Unfortunately, we aren't able to style Payton because, like I said, he's got a New Balance contract. But the last thing I want to do, because I typically do style the guests, is you to tell me your dream New Balance fit head to toe.
Dream New Balance fit.
Shoe silhouette, colors,
so I'm
shorts, pants.
As of late, I've been a real, sweatsuit guy, right? But
Which I think that's on brand.
a Smith League branded New Balance sweatsuit. I'm talking ALD branded sweatsuit.
Yeah.
There's a next level.
Okay,
with
but yours could be too.
With a 993 Smith League collab New Balance.
What are the colorways of the whole outfit?
Again, my favorite color is the military green.
Okay.
Let's go with the shoes first. I want a suede green, military green New Balance with a cream midsole, black outsole, cream laces.
I think everybody watching this right now would buy that.
Yeah.
So good concept. Okay, now on
Going
to
up to the
clothes.
sweats. I don't really like the cuff sweats. I'm more flare.
You like the go
more
out. Okay.
flare. So you don't see too many flare pair of New Balance sweats though.
I was about to say I feel like so many athletic pants in general, especially for men, are jogger right?
Yeah.
And we're kind of moving away from that in all components of life. People like the
baggy.
more baggy or bell bottom-esque look.
Yep.
So that would be a game changer. I think a lot of people would like that.
Yeah.
Okay, on to those. They're gonna flare out.
They're
Are they
gonna
gonna be
flare
green?
out. Going to be
The same army.
the army green.
Army green.
I want the
Okay.
hoodie to be black though, with the nice Smith League embroidered in either a cream or that green.
Or the green.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if the Smith League was green and the New Balance symbol was cream, or vice versa.
Yeah.
We could do that.
Yeah.
And then we just need a basketball
Yep.
that's also green,
that's-
cream,
yeah.
and black.
Facts.
It would make sense.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, that's his aesthetic. So I'm gonna try to make that fit and
And we can.
and insert it into
For
the
sure.
screen, and then you can send that to New Balance.
Yeah.
It'll
most
be a plan.
definitely. Most
It's the whole plan. Well, Payton, thank you so much for allowing me and everyone here to come and hang out and watch the
Appreciate you.
games.
Yeah.
It was a Saturday I'll never forget. And thank you for letting us know your story, because I think that's a very big component of what you do and where this league is going. And I wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you.
Peace.